Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Happy, happy, happy. How you doing, daughter?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you, Father?
I'm doing phenomenal also. I see you home in your on your home office, and here I am here in the office here where you're not. This is a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I'm so happy to be here. Those of you all who just tuning in and don't know who I am, I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, and I'm the president, founder, and CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. But we serve clients throughout the world, throughout the country. And this is my beautiful, wonderful, talented daughter. She's the co-CEO of the Henderson Financial Group. And hi, C. Tell them more about you, darling.
I'm Hyacinth Henderson, co-CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, and I love what I do.
Good,
That's it.
good, 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 good. Well, I love your hair. You change it all the time, huh? You get tired of looking at yourself, so you change it so you look differently.
It's one of the pleasures of being a woman. You can change your hair anytime you want.
I
Isn't
know.
that
I see
amazing?
that. I,
Can you do that with yours?
yes, I can. I can do whatever I want with my hair. Anything I want to it, you know.
Okay.
Thought you had me, huh? I
Okay.
can
I want to
change
see.
the
I want to
color.
see you do something different with
Okay, I
yours.
can change the color. I mean, they're doing a lot of things different. You know what I mean? I can have an afro if I want to. It's hey, baby. I can do whatever I want to. You know that, right?
I know that. I know that.
Okay. All right. So today we want to talk about. I think we got a great show lined up for you today, and today we want to talk about something that a lot of people are guilty of. Well, I would say, you okay?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people are guilty and probably not really aware of it. And what title did we call it, Heisey? What's today's title? It's called "Are You Leaving? Are You Living in the Past? Are you bringing your past hurts and pains into the future, which is now, into the present?" Yes. That's not the title, is it? It
I
sounds
just put
good.
transitions.
Transitions.
That's it. So I can edit it later, but whatever you say the title is, that's what the title is. What would you like the title to be?
Is that what you wrote in there? Transitions.
That's it.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about uh, is are ask yourself, are you still stuck in the past and bringing the past into your now, your present? And you got to be careful and you got to be honest with yourself because a lot of us, most of us, are living today based on our past experiences. And what I mean by that, a lot of hurt, a lot of grudge. We are we didn't turn the page, we didn't close the chapter, and there's an awful lot of people that they have been pained and they have been felt like they have been wronged 10, 20, 15, 30 years ago, and they carry that with them into the present, and it consumes their life and it stops them, it stops their growth. And I was talking to a young lady yesterday who was telling me actually, and believe it or not, we're a financial planning firm, but we do a lot of mental coaching, a lot of psychological coaching, because how you treat your money has a lot to do with your past, your upbringing, your ideal, and how you look at money has a lot to do with your culture, your conditioning, the people you're around. Uh, it just didn't happen. You just didn't just happen. And the way you are right now, just because you just that's how you are. It took some time to bake this cake. It took some time to layer you to get you where you are right now. And it has a lot, believe it or not, it affects your financial patterns and your thoughts and your beliefs and how you feel about retirement, wealth, money. A lot of it does. And if you're not careful, you'll miss it. And you'll be wondering, why do you feel like this? And that's why it's so important for each and every one of us to take some introspection of ourselves, to inspect inside what's going on. Why do we feel this way? Why? Ask yourself why. Why? What do you think about that? Ask yourself, why do I feel? Why do I pain? Why do I feel this way about money? Why? And peel back the onion, so to speak. What do you think about that, daughter?
I think that who If it is, why do I feel this way? Why does that? That's what came to mind when you like, why do I feel this way? The voice over in my head. I love this topic. I love it because I believe that it's such an empowering topic. A lot of people don't realize the impact that their past has on them, and that's by
Present.
their choice. It's like
Yes.
the liberating part is it's by your choice. Like, yes, you
Yes.
experienced things in the past, but the past was that moment, and that past served a purpose. That purpose was to teach you, that purpose was to prepare you, not to punish you. But oftentimes people like, oh, this happened to me, and they choose identify that you are choosing to hold on to it, hang on to it, and carry that like a badge of honor for your next 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 100 years. And it's very interesting because once you decide, again, choices, decisions, to wake up and say, you know what? Yes, that happened to me in the past. However, I get to choose how I use that as either a fuel or ammunition or a tool. And I am choosing to use it in a way that does not hinder me, but instead helps me. Then it becomes liberating. But most people don't do that. Most people are like, they believe that their past, the past moment is a life sentence for how things are always going to be. And oftentimes it's done subconsciously, right? Because our subconscious mind is so powerful that it will go by the emotions, the experiences that you had and say, okay, the last time she was presented with this circumstance, this is what happened. We're going to pull from that memory and we're going to try to protect her. Are you following me?
Oh yeah, I like that. Right.
Okay. So the interesting part about all of this is that when you come to this awareness of how the mind works, how the different parts of your mind works, and you're like, okay, I get it. I get that you want to protect me. I get that you're pulling from my past as a way to protect me. And I would like to now use my past as a way to prepare me instead of protecting me. It's almost like the difference between playing defense and offense. And a lot of times people get so focused on playing defense and protecting, defending, not letting anybody holding what they got, not letting anybody get in, right? They're not focused on going forward. They're not focused on the next play. They're not focused on what's next. They're just focused on that protection. And so when we think about the past, everyone under the sound of our voice, I want you to understand that when you think about your past, you get to choose if you allow it to be preparation or if you allow it to be punishment. We're not saying that the things in your past did not happen, but it is your divine right to make the choice to say, am I going to allow this to be preparation for the future, preparation for the now, or am I going to allow it to punish me over and over and over and over? Shout out to Marshawn Lynch, right? Over and over and over again. So yeah, I like talking about this because it's so juicy that a lot of people don't understand their power. When I hear past, I'm like, you're powerful.
Yes. You know,
Mhm.
when you was talking, I started thinking about sports, people that play sports. You know, if you're a basketball player, baseball player, or even a football player, and you drop the pass. I mean, let's say you're a football player and someone, throws you a pass and you drop that touchdown pass. I mean, it's one or two things that you can do. The coaches want to know how you're going to react. Are you just done for the night because you dropped that one pass that the quarterback threw to you? You dropped it. Are you done? You're no more good and take off the uniform? Or they tell you, shrug that off. We got another play to go do. We have other plays. And oftentimes that same player will come back and scores a touchdown. He catches the pass. And so that's the same thing with us in terms of life. I don't think there's no one I don't think there's anybody in the planet. I wouldn't say no one, but I said most people that are on the planet have been the subject to cruelty. I think that most people on the planet has felt like they were a victim to something or felt mistreated or felt like that. I mean, I think that's a common feeling. Someone felt that they had been picked on or they have been mistreated. I think that's a very common thing to say, that most people one time in their life feel like they have been, judged wrongly or just mistreated. Now, just because you have been mistreated when you was in the third grade, the game of life still goes on, just in the third grade or you're 10 years old. Either you can let that mistreatment sink you and keep you stuck where you can't move, or you have to take your time, but you cannot let it rob you of your future. And I think that a lot of people are letting past misbehaviors, past experience that wasn't encouraging or favorable or felt good. I think that a lot of people are bringing those into the now, into the future, and a lot of people are holding on to them like it's a badge of honor, like a trophy. When you're taking that, and if you don't be careful, it could ruin your past, can ruin your future, and you don't want. I mean, people ask me all the time. They all like say, "I'm different. I'm different." I had a drunk daddy, beat my mother, abused my mother when I was 6 years old. We left in the middle of the night, and people say, "Oh my God, you have developed and you have grown, and you didn't become a drunk, you become a wife beater, and you how did you go on?" Because a lot of people, if their parents, their father was a wife beater, you would be a wife beater, be a drunk or whatever. I actually chose. I said I took my power and I said I don't have to do that. Matter of fact, my father being a drunk and a wife beater and whatever showed me what not to do. I knew not to go that way. I had a cousin who was on crack and heroin. I knew not to go that way. I had other cousin who was, a thief or something like that. I know not to do what he did. But I seen some people who were doing some things, whether it was on TV or complete strangers, and I say, that's what I want to do. And I made a choice. I didn't let me being brought up by a single family home and having just a mother who was a janitor, a custodian. I didn't let that hold me back because that was them. That wasn't me. That was them. Everything would happen that was them. I had the choice to be an artist and paint the life, use my brush and strokes and paint the life that I want. And I'm still doing it now. So today, hey, how you doing, Jerome? What's up, brother? What's up, brother? What we're talking about today, are you letting, and you have to really do a deep dive. You have to do a deep dive into yourself. One thing you have to do is you got to be true to yourself, honest to yourself. That's the only way you're going to break free from this. You really got to be face off. Go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, and have a conversation with self, okay? You have to say, listen, am I letting my failures? I've been in prison, you know what I mean, for 10 years. Is it over for me? No. Every day is a new day. You get to create and start a new path. You got to believe that. But so many people have an excuse saying they're like this because my daddy was this, and my mama was that, or I didn't have this, or I had no parents, or whatever. That's a cop-out. That is, we all, like I said again, not many of us haven't been hurt in our lifetime. Not many of us have not been hurt. So so you don't have an excuse. And a lot of this hurt people look at as an excuse by saying the way they feel about money, the way they feel about careers, the way they feel about the future, the way they feel about themselves. They feel they cannot do it. And that has got to go. We have got to make a change, man. This is 2024. Are you letting your past hurts and pains, are you carrying them like they're gold and precious? Are you carrying them into the new millennium, the next year? When we say Happy New Year, is it really a Happy New Year if you got that old stuff you still bringing into the new year? Think about it.
So I like to think, I love your example about the football. Like if you drop the pass, if you're playing a football game and you drop the pass, so you sit there, right? So I love that illustration because using that same illustration, imagine if you're a spectator, or what do you call it when you go to the game? Spectator, what do you call it?
A spectator.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're saying you're in the stands. You're in the stands, right? You're
a fan. That's the word. If imagine that you're a fan and you're watching your team play and your favorite player is on the field, whoever he is, you got on his jersey. I mean, you got the whole thing on, painted your face, the uniform colors, and you're ready to watch this show, this game. And the person whose jersey you're wearing, your favorite player, you're his biggest fan. And he drops a pass and he just sits there. And he sits there and the rest of the game is going on and the game has to go on around him. The people are, just playing around him, what would you be thinking? You would be thinking, man, come on, you got to get up. That was, oh, you got so many other plays to catch. There are so many other things. Man, that guy ran right by you. You could have, oh man, you could have caught that. That could have been a pick. Like you would be sitting there in the stands rooting for this person because this is your favorite player. And you could see all the different opportunities around him. But because he's sitting on the field sulking and thinking about that pass that he dropped.
That last play, right? That last play. Yeah, he's still thinking about that.
You can't see it. So I want you to imagine that you are the player on the field in this game of life. And the people in the stands, we're going to call them, get ready, your ancestors, your guys, your whole spirit team, like the creator, everybody, your archangels, like everybody, your whole spirit team. They like, come on, get up, get up.
Or even your family. Or even your family.
Yes, even your family. Like whoever, your friends. And they're like, yes, you got fired from that job, but get up. Don't you see this other opportunity? Send your resume over here. Yes, he was cheating on you, but listen, I got a man of your dreams over here and he don't even beat you. Like you sitting down there on the field. But there are so many people, seen and unseen, that are rooting for you. But because you are allowing that missed pass, take your focus, you are not tuned in, tapped into all the other opportunities. So I love that you gave that example about the football player because I just got that visual and I'm like, yo, we can all think about that and like look at ourselves. Just imagine. And the reason why I started speaking about your spirit team and people in the unseen, because a lot of times people don't have people in the manifested physical 3D world that actually root for them, that actually speak life into them, that actually want them to win. People don't talk about that. People talk about the Real Housewives of XYZ before they pour life into other people. So if you have people in your life that are rooting for you, that are in the stands and rooting for you, great. If you don't see those people, know that you have a whole tribe of unseen people, a whole spirit team that is rooting for you. Another thing I wanted to bring to the conversation is that a lot of times when people are only focused on the past or the event or what happened, it's because they don't see a future and they also don't know their power, right? So when you're sulking over the events that are happening, it's almost like you're saying, this is all that's available for me. This is all that I'll ever get. There's no way in the future I'm going to have bigger, better, more expansion, richer, finer, sexier. Like I'm never going to have any of that. So I must sit here and focus on this experience. And so that begs the point of like, what are you dreaming about? Do you understand your power? Do you understand that this is just a moment in time and it can be a different moment if you make it a different moment, right? And when I say this is just a moment in time, what you're experiencing right now can change only if you decide to make it change. But oftentimes people have this moment in time and they're like, oh, since this is how it is, this is how it's always going to be. And then you get stuck in that cycle of being your favorite player sitting on the field when the whole game of life is being played around you. So I really want y'all to take that visual and like, yo, I'm just a player in this game of life. There are people seen, unseen. There's Mr. Henderson. There's Hyacinth. They get on here on Wednesdays and they pour into us. They remind me of my greatness. We're the people that are in the stands. You're on the field. Your mama, your daddy, your ancestors, your auntie, like they're the people that is on the stands. You're on the field. We're in the stands that are rooting for you. And a lot of times people don't understand that. And I think that that's important to talk about because we can say like, oh, let go of your past or don't think about your past. Yeah, I would like to say it's not about not thinking about your past. It's not about letting go of your past. It's about changing the perspective of the past experience. Like, okay, it happened. I've experienced this. But instead of using it as punishment, I'm going to use it as preparation. Like I'm going to use it as a case study. Does that make sense?
No, it makes a whole lot of sense. And you know, if all of us have this capability, all of us have this, what you're talking about, all of us have this deep inside of us. We were born with, we can turn the page. That's why you blink. You know, none of us is walking around here not blinking. You're blinking. You know, that's why, you know, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday, and tomorrow and next day will be Friday, and then it'll be Saturday, and it'll be Sunday, and none of us can do anything about it. We can't stop time. So that tells you when you're in alignment with understanding, then that whatever happens today shouldn't dictate tomorrow. I mean, if you go to jail today, they say you got to do 5 years or 10 years. Okay, do your time, but then you got some more life. You have to be able to turn. Reason why we're talking about this, and this is a financial planning firm, the Henderson Financial Group, is because there are so many people, more than you can even imagine, that are having money problems, financial problems, because of past experiences, past culture, past environment. And you cannot let it those experiences stop you from growing and creating the next day. Because whatever happens on a Wednesday, there is a Thursday. They're not a Wednesday. It's not Groundhog Day. It's Wednesday. Transitions Day. Tomorrow will be Thursday, and it will be Friday, and it will be Saturday, and the weekends will come. And guess what? A lot of y'all planning for Christmas. So you cannot, and you should not, and you do yourself a disservice by bringing the past pains and hurts. Turn the page, man. I would have to say, having the ability to do that and being able to make myself do that, I would say that it's got to be one of my greatest powers, to be able to turn the page and create a different life, a different experience. I gotta say, that is one of my greatest powers. I say power because we all have it, that I use in order to do what I do. Does that make sense?
Yes. I was thinking, what was I gonna say?
Okay, so while you're thinking about that, some people have had bad relationships and they don't want no more.
Oh, I
They
got
say
it.
that's it. They
Go
say
ahead.
that
Go
was
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
But that was that one. You got to change. You got to turn the page. You cannot hurt yourself. I remember talking to this guy, and he said the reason why he don't do this is because something happened to him when he was a kid. And this guy is 50 years old. He said something happened to him. He had an experience when he was 10 years old. So therefore, he keeps that with him, like it's a pet rock or some kind of medallion or something that's going to, that he needs to wear and keep with him. But it's stunning his growth and his experience and his expansion. You never want to let anybody or anything, you don't want to carry it with you. If you didn't like it, lose it. If you didn't like the feeling, if you didn't like the experience, get rid of it. Stop hoarding it and keeping it close by you. Get rid of it. I didn't say you had to forget it, but you got to get rid of it. You can't let it continue to shape your future and your present. Now, you remember what you was thinking about?
Yes, two things. Thank you for asking. So the money story. So when you talk about the past, a lot of people don't realize that their current financial situation, whatever it may be, whether it is your ideal financial situation or it's less than ideal, it is based on the money story that you presently tell yourself. We all have different money stories. That's why I can look at something and be like, oh, that's it, cut the check. And somebody else can look at something and be like, whoa, this is a lot. I think we should shop around, right? It's based on the money story that you tell yourself. You have an individual money story. The thing is, our individual personal money stories are based on our money histories, our history with money. So if you're holding on to a money history where you grew up and you never had enough food, right? There was not enough food. You didn't have, shoes, and you grew up poor and you're holding on to that. Believe it or not, the way that you do money now is going to be a reflection of that money story that you're holding on to, unless you've worked through it and and come up with a different money story. What does this mean? This means I see people who grew up poor. I see people who grew up and they were less fortunate. Their parents couldn't afford things. They make well over six figures now, and they are so scared to part with their money in any capacity. They are so scared to invest. They are so scared to give anybody their money except the bank. Now, in the present, they make well over six figures, have well over six figures in the bank. But because of their past history and they are holding on to that history and using that as their present money story, they are now missing out on opportunities because we know that the bank is giving you less than 1%. We know that inflation is more than that. So when you're hoarding your money in the bank or under the mattress or buried in the basement or wherever you're doing, whatever you're doing with it, you're missing out on what we call opportunity costs. There is a cost for missed opportunities. That is the opportunity for your money to make more money. So I wanted to bring that to the conversation because when we talk about holding on to the past, it goes beyond what you think it does, right? So it also trickles over to your money. It trickles over to your relationships. It trickles over to everything. So you have got to make a decision and say, wait a minute, how am I going to label this experience? And that's why I said it's about perspective. I'm not asking you to forget the past, but I'm asking you to make a decision and make a choice and decide how you want to look at the past. Is this something that prepared me? Like, when I grew up, we were poor and my parents, couldn't make ends meet or whatever the case may be. Instead of me allowing that to put fear in me, instead of allowing that to punish me, I'm going to use that as preparation and say, listen, we were poor because my mom or my dad only had one source of income. They were trading time for money. Anytime you trade time for money, you're always going to be behind the 8 ball. So instead of only trading time for money, I'm going to trade my time for money and then trade my money for money. That's a fancy way of saying investing my money. But when you dissect that and unpack that, then you can see, oh, this was preparation for me to tell me what not to do, right? So if you want to keep your past, cool. But I urge you to change your perspective and how you look at it.
Yeah, I like that. When you was talking, and since we're talking about not bringing your past hurts or pains or discomforts, not tying them to and having them and keeping them close to you for the rest of your life. That made me think about, I remember growing up, my mom, single parent, she was working 2-3 jobs, a custodian at the school, cleaning the toilet, so to speak, and then mopping the floor. And she said how hard it was. And she was going, clean white people houses and maids and all that kind of stuff, and then work at a warehouse. I saw her grinding. And I remember not ever growing up having a pair of pajamas. I mean, I would just sleep in your underwear, whatever you got. You sleep, take a shower, and then put on your underwear and go to bed. You know what I mean? And we're taking a bath mainly. It's taking a bath, and then we get in the tub, and then run the tub water. You take some dishwashing powder, liquid soap or something, and put it in there, and then you get in there and you take a bath. Now, as I grew up and started making money and learning about how money works, one of the things I said in terms of all the people that was in my neighborhood around, they didn't have a lot of money, but they were working. I said, whatever they're doing, I'm not going to do that because I see whatever they're doing, where it has gotten them. And whatever they're doing, I don't care if they had 2 or 3 jobs, it still amounted to less. So I said I had to do something that was going to make more money than what all of them was doing. I had to study it, even though I didn't know nothing about nothing. Another thing that sticks out when we're talking about bringing your past pains or hurts or discomforts, I have pajamas. Do you know when I started making money, I went and started buying all kind of pajamas, silk pajamas, blue pajamas, designer pajamas, pajamas, robes, all that kind of stuff, because I didn't have it. So I wanted to not continue that. I wanted to make a change. And then what I did also, I started going to that bath and getting a bath bed and beyond and all that. And then I started buying candles. I remember for a long time, I told y'all, if y'all want to get me something for my birthday, I want the candles.
Eucalyptus.
The candles. Then I want the body wash to match the scent of the candles, the body wash, and the lotion. So I would come home from work and I would light my fragrance, beautiful, just good smelling candle. And then I would take a shower. Sometimes I would come home and my wife Natalie would have the candle already lit. Okay. And then I walk in the room and it's like, and then I would take a shower and I would put on my shower, the shower soap to match the same scent. And then I would put the lotion on. And then I'll put on my robe. And that's how I change. I'm giving you a good example how you don't have to stay back into that old experience. You don't have to. You can say, I'm not going to do this anymore. You don't have to bring that same hurt or pain. You can change it. Why? Because when you start realizing how much power you really do have, you are the king and queen of self. You can think what you want to think and nobody can hear you. But whatever you do is a result of your thinking. So if you're thinking crazy and then nobody hear you, nobody can see you thinking, but you go do something crazy, they know what you was thinking. Here's a fat man that's weighing 600 pounds. We know what he's been thinking about. Food. Here is a drunk. He's drunk. We know what he's been thinking about. Drinking the bottle. We already know. So you have the power to shape your life. And the reason why we're talking about this, because like I said, we have a lot of clients, and I read about this all the time about in financial planning. They have this whole series on financial behavior. Well, how do people feel? What is your feeling? What's your relationship with money? When you was growing up, did your mother or your father always tell you when you ask them for some money, wait till I get paid? You know, somebody keep telling you, I don't have no money, wait till I get paid. You start relating, oh, when you get paid, that's when you spend your money. You really subliminal, psychologically, man, a lot of us have a lot of stuff going on inside of us that's been put inside of us by not our own doing, by our culture, by our race, by our environment. We think the way we think because of that. So I'm just saying to get back to that. You know, I was reading something the other day, and this guy, Dave Ramsey, some people like Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, get this, Heisey. He said, to be poor, broke, and stupid is to be normal. So wow. Normal people, he says, if you want to be normal, you're poor, you're broke, and you're stupid. If you want to be abnormal, you're not poor, broke, and stupid. So in other words, just to be normal, you're poor, broke, and stupid. That's what he said. If you're not poor, broke, and stupid, that means you're abnormal. So you have to do something more than just exist. That's what he's saying. You have to do more. It takes more. You know, when you look at an airplane that's in the sky, 30,000 feet in the sky, 300 people on an airplane, that is not normal. That is abnormal. So in order to really do something and make it and have the life that you want to have, you got to be abnormal. You can't just be normal, because normal is rolling down the hill. Abnormal is going up, climbing up the hill. Normal is just, I want to take the easy way of life. I want to enjoy life and have a good time and wait for the weekend and party and dance and do the latest whatever. That's normal. If you want to have a good life, you got to pay for that. You got to be abnormal. You can't make it to the NBA just because you can shoot a basketball. You can't make it to the NFL just because you can run and catch. No, you got to be special. You got to be abnormal. So how many of you all just want to be normal? Normal, I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing good about being normal. I can't think of nothing good about being normal. Normal. You know, this morning I called Heisey. I said, listen, I'm going to me and Mom. We're going to get a body scan. And how they lure you in, they tell you free heart scan. Free. Scan your whole heart. I said, but I don't want to just scan my whole heart. I want to scan my whole body. Because my friend from Microsoft, he says, Rob, all the wealthy people, man, what they do, they go to the Mayo Clinic. They go to the Mayo Clinic every year and get their whole internal. When you go to your doctor, they can't see that. They can't see cancer or something in your liver or whatever. They just do your blood work, and then they wait until it happens, and then they operate. But if you want to do preventative, you got to get a body scan, like an x-ray. You got to get a whole body scan. So, you know, I went there this morning. I said, we're going to go. And I told him, take my wife, Natalie. We get the free heart thing. I said, I want a whole body scan. I said, body scan. They said, okay, well, the body scan is $1,500 a person. But we give you 5 of them if you pay $37.50. I say, well, 1,500 for me today for my whole body and 1,500 for her for the whole body. That's 3,000. And that's just one day. He said, yeah, we'll give you 5 scans, like, for 5 more scans if you pay $750 more. I said, well, man, I said, boy, that's that whole hood. And we come in there and get a free scan, but really y'all getting them body scans. You know what I mean? I said, you know what? Do poor people get this? She said, no, not really. I said, that's just not right. I think everybody should be getting scans. They really cared about you. But if you poor broke, you ain't getting no scan. $3,750. Now, a lot of poor people won't pay for that, but they'll pay for a cruise for that. But they won't pay for their body. That's my point. What are you doing? How are you thinking? You got to snap out of this. Hey, we getting ready to go to the big party cruise and start thinking about your life. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to find out. But at least I will know. And Heisey's coming right behind me. And then everybody in my office coming right behind me. Everybody getting scanned. Because we're going to find out. If there's a way that you can find out, some people say they don't want to know. But you can, a lot of stuff is preventative. Just especially if you have some arteries blocked or some plaque or whatever. You want to know that. You just going to the doctor, you can't get that. But my point is, it costs. You don't want to be normal. You want to be extraordinary. You want to be above normal. Today, we're talking about, are you bringing your past hurts or pains or sufferings? Are you got them so close you keep bringing them with you? How are they helping you, especially if they make you feel bad? Me, Robert Henderson Jr., I ain't carrying nothing with me that make me feel bad. Boom, gone. Down the toilet. Boom. What do you think, daughter?
I love it. I love it. I was thinking about how the past, your perspective of the past really is going to make the difference. It's going to be the game changer. Your perspective of the past. We all have a past. 5 minutes ago is the past, right? An hour ago is the past. So we're going to continue to have past experiences, but your perspective is going to determine what you do with that and how your future looks. I actually was thinking this yesterday. So I've been home since Sunday. I haven't left my house since Sunday. I'm like feeling like so amazing.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, this is paradise. Like I've been eating fruit, drinking herbs, like, oh my gosh. But I do have to leave tonight because the Henderson Financial Group is being honored by the city of Miramar for Black History Month, as a Black business, one of the most prominent Black businesses in our city. So I will have to put on some clothes and leave tonight. And as I was luxuriating at home and working in the privacy and the peace and the tranquility of my own home, I was thinking yesterday, this came to mind, that I am so, and I can say this now. I can say it now. I couldn't say it when I was experiencing it. I am so grateful for the betrayal, the shock, the clutches pearls. I can't believe this happened, for the snotty tears. I'm so grateful for those experiences that I experienced from those who were closest to me, because you never are betrayed by someone you don't know. You never, cry because the person in the nail salon that you never met, like that doesn't hit you as hard, right? So I was thinking that I was so grateful for that, because now when people say stuff to me, it really just it has no effect on me. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, gosh, you really say this, or you feel this way, or whatever the case may be. It has zero effect. And I was thinking about the fact that when I was in those moments of going through those past pains that were really preparing me for the present moment, I couldn't see gratefulness. I couldn't be grateful at that time. It was, woe is me. Why is this happening? I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna slice your throat. Like, it was a whole different vibe, right?
I mean, you called me one time. What did I say?
Your famous line, Heisey. They talked about Jesus, right? So there's different experiences. Not only that experience, but so many experiences that I went through. Like, your girl has been balancing being mafioso from past life and being Heisey in this life. And so it'd be like, oh, I can't kill you because, right? But now in this moment, I was like, wow, that really prepared me. So now when people say things or do things or whatever, I'm just like, oh, okay, it's no big deal. It literally is no big deal. Another example of this is Kai. So, Kyla, she works at the office now. She helps us out. And
my granddaughter.
Yes, my daughter. She, when she goes through different experiences with different clients calling about their account, like yesterday, she was like, okay, she called this person back and this person just went off on her. Don't take it personal. She said, Mommy, I've learned that now.
Yeah.
I've learned that now, not to take it personal. I said, did you ever imagine that grown-ups would act this way when you were younger? She said, not in a million years. But
She's
I've always
23.
She's 23, and when she first, she was like, I can't believe I called this lady about her, and like she was in so much shock. But now, in a short period of time, when people say stuff, y'all would be surprised. That's why owning your own business is not for the weak. But anyway, when people say stuff to her, she just listen and be like, dun, dun, dun. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So yes, are you gonna, but the past experiences from when she first started working here prepared her for the moments where now when people say things, it doesn't bother her. She's no longer like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. So why am I sharing these examples? I'm sharing these examples because a lot of times while you are in it, I want to acknowledge and empathize with you that it don't feel good. Like you have some decisions to make. It does not feel good. And in that present moment, it may be challenging and difficult for you to be like, oh my gosh, this is going to prepare me. I hear what y'all saying, Hyacinth and Mr. Henderson, but this one really got me messed up. I hear what y'all saying, but really just let me hit them with the 1-2. Like I know that in that moment, it's very challenging for you to do that. And I am telling you that if you stick through it and you keep pushing forward, you will get to the point so that one day you will be able to use that past experience as preparation. I always tell people that Uncle Leroy at the family cookout is preparing you for Larry in the boardroom. That means that the experiences that you are having with people right now are preparing you for other experiences with people you have not yet met. And I know it's difficult to understand, and overstand in the present moment, but you can do it. But you can look forward and see forward and say, okay, all right, this is happening now, but I'm going to make a conscious decision to keep moving forward. And I know it may be one day. For me, it wasn't 60 days later. Like that period of time, it wasn't 6 months later. It wasn't a year later. It probably was like 2-3 years later that I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good with y'all. We good. Hey girl, hey. Like I'm good. I don't want to like listen, I don't want to gut you no more. It don't even faze me. Right. Yeah. So it may take some time, but the thing is I kept moving forward, and you need to keep moving forward as well.
Yeah, you have to, one of the things that I have learned to do is when some disappointment or setback, comes upon me, I say to myself, this too shall pass, and it's not going to take me out.
That never helped me. I want to let you know. You used to tell me that all the time.
It never helped me.
That's your favorite thing to say.
It is.
Let me tell y'all about Mr. Henderson. When you are in an emotional state, and I appreciate this because this is you are a man, right? And so you stay grounded and rooted and firm in your masculinity. But baby, when you are emotional and you like this person, this, and you crying and you like this too shall pass. It can happen this way all the time. Time is on my side. This too shall pass. That's what you're gonna get, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get that from me. She's 100% right. And the only reason why I say that is from experience. I'm 65 years old now, and I went through the emotional. I remember I was so, oh my God, I hated traffic so much, man. I really did. If I tell y'all some story, I actually, man, when I was in my 20s, I got out of my car and jumped on somebody else's hood.
I think I was in the car for that one. Was I? Wait, no, I was
not. Dennis was in the car. Dennis was in the car for that one.
Okay.
I jumped on somebody else's hood. I couldn't, but they wasn't killing you and just shooting and guns was that was a different era. I won't jump on nobody. I wouldn't get out of my car now because it's OK Corral out there. Blah, 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 blah. But my point is, I have grown into this piece. This too shall pass, because I've seen it pass. I've seen where these are moments. These are emotions. They're not permanent. They pass, and you got to make sure that you don't go with it. So you got to stay grounded. You got to keep your cool, because just like the wind blows, just like somebody pass gas, it ain't gonna stay with you forever unless you just right there under them. If you move, it's gonna go. That's how life is. And once you start figuring it out, like, okay, don't react. But let me tell you something. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. Bam. It's stuff gonna always happen. I don't care if you got $1 billion trillion. Stuff is always gonna happen. But the most important part is how you react to it. If you can get that if you can get that reaction to it, if you can get that under control, oh man, you mastering self. You have got to get to that point. That's what all of us should be working on. How do I keep my cool? You know, Muhammad Ali, when he was boxing, he got hit a whole lot of times, but he kept smiling because he had to keep his cool. He can't say, oh my God, you know what I mean? You got to do that. And see, I practice it all the time. And let me tell you something. Bad news, setback, disappointment. I'm gonna use another metaphor. I'm gonna use a metaphor playing football. Do you think you're getting ready to play a football game and the other team just gonna lay down and let you know? They're gonna try to tackle you and hit you. And you hit you. You can't say, oh man, oh my God, you hit me real hard. I'm hurt. No, a lot of times they hit you real hard and you say, that's all you got. You know what I mean? You about to fall out. Be like, man, that's all you got. And you bounce up. The ones that jump up real fast, they hurt. And some of them just cannot get up. Okay? You know what I mean? But you cannot let them see you sweat. And what I'm trying to say is the world. You got to be able to say, okay, I'm still going. And you got to be able to get through that, dodge that, hit, get back up, dodge that. Next thing you know, you get to a touchdown. It's not designed just to let you go through life just a breeze. If you think that you're going to go through life without being tried, tribulations, no, that's not the game of life. The game of life, you got to have your suit of armor on. And I'm not talking about the outside. I'm talking about the mental armor. You got to say, okay, I failed that test. I failed it again. There's a book called Outwitting the Devil. It says if you fail at, the devil say, listen, I got the audio version. I told everybody in my office to get that, called Outwitting the Devil. It said the devil says, I control 98% of the people. Only 2% I can't get to right now, but I'm gonna keep trying. That's what he said. He says, if you try a goal, and if I help you to fail 3 times, you ain't gonna try no more. I know people that have tried 5 times to get licenses, and on the 6th time they got it. So life is about trials and tribulation. They ain't nobody. You don't know nobody like whoever idol you're a fan of. Trust me, they got stuff happening in life. They got stuff happening in their life. We all do. It's how you handle it and how you get over it. And how you just, say, okay, this too shall pass. That's something that each and every one of us, I'm telling you, man, need to adapt this. This is temporary. For this too shall pass. It will. Every time I want you all to see some hurt and pain, every time you feel hurt, I want you to say this. This too, I've been telling my children that for a long time. You see this one right here. She's just shaking her head. But I already told her she's 43 years old. By the time she's 45,
I'm 42. I'm 42. I'm not 43 yet.
Okay, well, August coming. You know what I mean? August. I mean, this too shall pass. Okay, so you'll be 43. 2 more years, you'll be able to walk through walls. But listen,
that's such a triggering phrase to me.
Say, I want y'all in the audience to look. I want you all to say to yourself, whatever you experience, I want you to say, this too shall pass. And I ain't lying, it will pass because you can't stop it from passing. Today is Wednesday. You cannot, I don't care how much money you got or who you are, the president, you cannot stop Thursday from coming. You done, so you can't stop Friday from coming. It's coming. And once you start realizing, then you can stop just putting your all into the day. Something happens. Somebody said something to me. Somebody did this to me. No, it's gonna pass. So it no sense you. It's how you react that demonstrates your strength.
To the men that are listening to this, you probably can relate quite well to Mr. Henderson and his just straight, this too shall pass. Like, baby. But for me, being his daughter, experiencing this, I will say it has made me who I am. It has given me that suited. But let me tell you that hearing you say that is like chalk on the board, because I just get flashbacks of me being in those very emotional moments and just like, what? That's it? That's all you got for me? Like, this too shall pass? But let me not say but, and I'm here, right? And so now I'm able to get to the point of like, dang, you were right. And I remember I'll come back to you and I'll say, I remember when I was going through that and I told you I was never going to do this and this thing. You so calmly, as a matter of and then like, I said, what's wrong with you? Like, come on, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why you acting like that? And I'm like, no. And then I come back years later and be like, oh, you know what? You was right. I know I was right. The only time I was wrong is when I thought I was something. Whatever you say when you say.
Said, I know I was right. The only
God.
time I was wrong is when I thought I was wrong, but I was right.
Wild. Wow.
Yes,
but
yes.
I appreciate it because it has definitely given me some strength. And I made it. And here we are. And I am at the point now where not too much fazed me. Like my children, like bothering my children, that will get me. That's why I keep them off the internet. But anything else, like I just be like, okay, all right, okay, no problem. But yeah, this too shall pass.
You do, yeah, and how you react, you got to be cool, man. You got to keep a cool head, because as soon as you lose your wits and stuff, you know, the emotions, you know, somebody's trying to rob you of your thinking. You can't listen. Let me tell you something. You can't get universal law, the invisible divine help. Listen, I want to say this again. The invisible, the gods, the fairy godmama, whatever you want to, the universe, the ancestors, the invisible. I want y'all to hear what I'm about to say. You can get divine help if you have anger and you're mad. You can't, because it only comes to you in peace and calmness and faith and belief. There's no way you can get no help. The cavalry, the invisible, the Lady Luck ain't coming if you mad as hell. It's impossible, because it only comes in terms of love, peace, and you can get a thought. You can't get a good thought when you mad. You do stupid stuff when you're mad, crazy stuff. I was out of my mind. You can't get good thoughts for that. You got to go within. You got to say, okay, damn, they got me. Okay, and then you start feeling, okay, we can go around this way. We do all that. That's how you got to think. You got to be calm. I'm telling you, man. I know what I'm talking about. I know, and I'm telling you because I love y'all, and I'm trying to tell. Listen. It ain't about me. It's about us, and we shall overcome. If I'm rich, I'm lonely. I need all y'all to be rich. I need to show y'all how to get your mind right. We need to show y'all how to get your mind right so you can get your money, your duckies in order, so we can do things together. I don't want to be rich by myself. We need to be rich, and you can, but you got to get your mind, and you got to commit, and you have to have that discipline, because the world going to try to keep tackling you and knocking you off and getting you off balance. And getting you looking this way and that way and that way. No, you got to look inside and have a goal and stick through to it and say, okay. And you got Henderson Finance. You got the Henderson Financial Group here with you to help you. I promise you, we've been doing that. We're gonna be doing this for another 30 years, and then Heisey's gonna do another 30 years. I'm gonna be another galaxy, but she's gonna be here, you know. And by that time, she will be telling you, this too shall pass. Don't let a temporary emotion be something permanent. So anything that happens, so today's show, we're talking about, a lot of people are awfully hurt about what happened in the past, and they bringing it with them like it's a good luck charm. No, it makes you feel bad.
And a lot of times they bring it into their present, and it robs them of their future, because you're bringing something that's in your past that was only meant for a season, that you were supposed to get a lesson, preparation, and move on. But since you're holding on to it for dear life right now in your future, your present, the path, the timeline that you could be on in your present is all skewed and messed up, because you're bringing that past and you holding on, and this, and this one did this, and she cheated on me, and she did this and this. Like, what are you talking about? I can't stand when I'm talking to somebody. I don't want to hear about your old relationship problems. I got nothing to do with me. Don't tell me about that.
Yeah,
don't call me no more. Like, I don't care. Like, what does it have to do? Like, why are you bringing your past into the present? This has nothing to do with your present. You are word vomiting onto your present, and it's messing up your future, right?
A new day. You got to say to yourself, a new day, a new start. Each day we get a chance to do a new day, get a new plan. you gotta, man, you gotta do that because, like I said, a lot of people on Wednesday we talk like this in terms of transition, getting the mind right because you got to get the mind right, man. I don't care if you win the lottery today. If you crazy and your mind ain't right, it's that money gone because a fool and money should surely part. You got to get your mind right first, man. You got to be clear, man. And let me tell you something. Believe it or not, man, love, LOVE. Ooh, man, I can't tell you what I mean, that is a powerful tool. I ain't talking about just sex. I'm talking about love unconditionally. Just want to help and share and peace. When you get that, man, let me tell you something. When you have that in your heart and you trying to help others, the universe will help you to help others because the universe loves its people. That's just the way it is. You got to understand that. And nobody can't take nothing from you. Stop being jealous of anybody, Brad. No. That's their thing. I don't care what they got. They got new Range Rover. Trust me, they got high cost insurance. Okay, whatever they got, you have got to look at yourself and be true to yourself, man. When are you gonna do it? Next year? No. When you get a certain age, man, you got to say, I ain't playing no more. I just started at a very young age because I seen everybody around me was poor and broke.
And then you started having children. You needed to take care of me. So
yeah, I by the time I was 23, I had Hyacinth and her brother. I had 2 kids at 23. I ain't had time to play no more. My friends wanted to keep partying, whatever. Like, what we partying for? We ain't get no inheritance. We ain't rich. What we partying for? Y'all party? No. Let me go get some books to read so I can learn how to navigate and have a better life in the future. And they still at the warehouse, and that's been 40 years ago. See, no, you got to see your handwriting on the wall, and you got to do it. You got to do. And I always say, do what's hard. Stop trying to do what's easy. I keep telling you, you don't want to be normal. Normal is do it when you feel like doing it. No. That's normal. Normal people do stuff when they feel like doing it. Say it again. Normal people do things when they feel like doing it. If you want to be great and be abnormal, you got to do things even when you don't feel like doing it. Remember, because everybody ain't doing that. So if everybody ain't doing it, you own to something. You don't want to do what everybody doing. Because all them poor, broke, and stupid. You want to be different. So you got to do stuff when you don't feel like doing it. And that's all the way around. And you definitely got to stop because it's easy. It's easy to bring your hurt because every last one of us, there ain't nobody alive who ain't been hurt, who ain't been disappointed, who ain't been mistreated. There ain't nobody. I don't care how rich or how white you are. Everybody can relate to that feeling mistreated or hurt and pain. It's up to you to hang on and anchor that like a ball and chain or let it go. Turn the page. We all got stories. You got to turn the page and create your new story. You can do that. And we need you to do that at the Henderson Financial Group, especially when you call us. We ain't trying to feel bad. We're trying to feel good. We're trying to say that the sky's the limit. We want to get you on board so we shall overcome. Not me. I'm doing it, but I need you, us, we, so we can get together. And we're going to say, listen, we need to come up with, $50 million. You got yours, you got your million, you got your million, you got your million, 50 of us. We're going ready to buy this so we can go ahead and finance and build this. I need that. I need y'all to do that. Stop spending your money on stuff that don't mean nothing, that's going to fade away and be old because they keep coming out with new stuff. Why y'all think they keep coming out with new stuff every day, every week? So stop.
I was on Las Olas Sunday, and I was passing, I was coming down Las Olas and passing Hendrix Isle, and I was like, oh my gosh, my dad was so ahead of his time when he built this building back in those days. How long ago was that? That was like 2008. When did you build that?
We started as 2000. We finished in 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Yeah, condos and Las Olas full out of there. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it's so different and stuff like that. What if we didn't sell all the units? But
yeah, you do what's hard. I'm telling you, do what's hard now, and later on, it becomes easy. Life becomes real easy, Okay, we gotta go.
I gotta go drink my herbs and eat my fresh fruits and sit outside and then meditate before my 2:00.
Okay. Oh my God, don't rub. Boy, I tell you, good thing I wasn't drunk, huh?
Praise God.
Good thing your
From
daddy
whom
wanted.
all blessings flow. Praise him. Yes, absolutely.
Hey, listen. Hey, Tara, thank you. Great show. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Mia. Ah, man. Jelani, thank you.
Oh, Jelani said, I ain't never seen Dad spit fire like this with Highest in the Cut. You see, I let him get his shine time today. I'm over here in paradise. I just sit back like, go ahead, Daddy. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, Adrian, Jerome McMillan, Mr. and Miss Redhead, love y'all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Henderson Financial Group, the Henderson Financial Group. We get an award for Black History Month. Can y'all believe that? Yeah, man, we doing it tonight. We'll tell y'all about it later on. Heisen, and Saturday we're gonna be back on, right? Not you, but James T and myself. And I don't know if Linda's gonna come around. With Understanding Money, we talk more about products and finance and strategies, that kind of thing. Today is all about the mind. You got to get your mind straight. Love you all. Please share this. Heisen, you want to say the last parting words?
Get your mind right. Keep your money tight. When you kept saying you got to get your mind right, I was like, yeah, get your mind right. Keep your money tight. That's what I kept saying. But you were talking. I'm going to interrupt you. Well, get your mind right. Keep your money tight. Yeah.
You said it. You just put a song and everything, honey. You said it, honey. All right. Peace.
Listen, it's a whole musical that goes on in my head. It's amazing here. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Okay, Saturday, we already said Saturday, 9 a.m. in the AM, the Understanding Money Show with Mr. Robert Henderson Jr. and James T. Thomas. And then next Wednesday will be March 6th. I will be back in the office. We will be back for transitions.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. Gotta go.
Have a wonderful day and be safe. Peace and love. Love you.
Later.